Hey guys, it's Misty from the Book Rat, and today I have a Better World books haul. So by now, of course, I'm sure you all know how much I love Better World books. Huge fan. They're pretty much my go-to bookseller. They recently had a 40% off sale on anything in their bargain bin. And though I definitely prefer to have just a sale across the board, you know, all books that ship from Better World Books or all used books or whatever, because I hate digging through the bargain bin. If I have the time and if the price is right, I will dig. So I went ahead and browsed through like 200 pages of bargain binness, and that was after I changed the view to show 100 books per page instead of 10, so you do the math, I'm not going to. I spent a lot of time digging is what I'm saying. And barely scratched the surface. I mean, there were still hundreds of pages to go. But anyway, I did find some books that were all pretty much complete impulse buys. I think maybe one or two of these were on my actual Better World Books wish list, which is what started the little spree, but most of these were just, oh sure, add to cart. The books that I got are A Karstark is Gold by Elizabeth C. Bunce. I have talked about this numerous times, and as much as I love this book, just didn't own a copy. So, the Penguin Threads version of The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I do own a copy of this, but not a pretty copy, and I want to get all of the Penguin Threads books because I think they are just fantastic designs. So this is one of the originals that was designed by Gillian Tamaki, and I think they're just fantastic, and they have French flaps. And you can see the thread in the back. So it's supposed to be like embroidery, like an embroidered scene. And the original design that it was based off of from Gillian is embroidered. It was hand embroidered, and Penguin did like an overlay to kind of mimic that. Anyway, I think the design is brilliant. I love The Secret Garden, and was so surprised to find this in the bargain bin. It said the condition was good. I tend to only buy very good and like new, unless it's just too good to pass up. I was taking a little bit of a gamble with the whole good thing, but honestly, it's in perfect condition. Works for me. Next up was Glimmer by Phoebe Kittenitis. This one was a pure impulse buy. I don't even remember what it's about. I just know that this cover really has stuck with me in a strange way, because the first time I saw it, I thought, no. And it grew on me, and I kept like thinking about this stupid cover, and finally just caved. I know I did see good reviews of this, but I think I also saw bad reviews too, so who knows where I'll end up in the whole thing, but it's a hardcover in very good condition and was intriguing enough to be a $2 impulse buy. Winterling by Sarah Perneus. I was geeked when I saw this in the bargain bin. First of all, it's like new. There's nothing wrong with this. I would go so far as to say that it probably is new. It doesn't even have a remainder mark on it. And it was super cheap on its own, plus the 40% off. It was planted there for me, I think. Better World Books was throwing me a bone. But anyway, I've wanted this for a while. It's middle grade adventure and somewhat fairy tale-esque, and has a gorgeous Jason Chan cover. I know I'm a sucker for those. This was actually what started the impulse buying spree, because I think you had to get either 4 or 5 books in order to get the 40% off. And I was just kind of idly browsing through, and I thought there's really not enough that I want that I would really need to get 5 books worth. And then I saw this and I said, I can find 5 books. Don't know when I'm going to have time to read it, but definitely excited to have it. Cybil Secret by Juliette Marillier. This is the sequel to Wildwood Dancing, and as much as I loved Wildwood Dancing, I've never read this. I kept thinking that I had bought it and that I did own it, I think because it's always in the Better World Books bargain bin, and I always think about getting it, and just haven't yet. I kept thinking that I had it, and then I went to read it a few months ago and realized that I don't have it, so I figured it's probably time that I go ahead and cave and get this one, especially because I've heard that it lives up to Wildwood Dancing. I have a few friends that actually like this one even better, so that makes me eager. Deadly Cool by Gemma Halliday. Again, this was a complete impulse buy. Really couldn't tell you too much what it was about, but this cover has always struck me. I think it's the blue eyes and the angle that it's at. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And I didn't realize when I bought it either that it was hardcover. I thought I was getting a paperback, so even better. And last up is The Gypsy Crown by Kate Forsyth. Back in Fairy Tale Fortnight, Renee from the Nahomas 2 channel did an interview with Kate, and a number of the books that they talked about that Kate had written sounded really good to me, and I hadn't heard of her before this. So I looked into her a bit and started kind of adding her books to my wish list. Because she is an Australian author, a lot of her books are out of print here, or we just don't have editions here, so a lot of them, you know, I wasn't able to get, they just weren't available. But this one was, and it had a couple different covers in it. This cover just caught my attention so much. I love a silhouette. I love the sort of folkloric adventure fantasy feel that it has. It all just said, this is the book to start with Kate Forsyth, though I really, really want to get Bitter Greens. But yeah, they had a lot of copies of this in the bargain bin. They're all super cheap, so couldn't pass it up. It was in very good condition until whoever tossed it in the box to pack it tossed it with the cover bent. So thank you for that, packer. Alright, so that was everything I got from this book haul from Better World Books. I just need to stay away from there for a little while because they've been piling up. Send me your willpower, people of the internets, because Lord knows I have none. That is all from this book haul. Let me know what you think of the books that I got in the comments, and if you want to read them or have read them, all of that good stuff. And if you've done an awesome haul lately, or if you've been shopping at Better World Books lately and have a book haul from them, link it up and I will come over and check it out and be jealous of the things that you got. That's all from me for now, and as always, happy reading. Don't know when I'm gonna have chime?